Hey guys, let's get into Okay then, well let's try that again. Today we'll be talking about... I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Well, this guide's going off for a good start. In case you haven't realized it, today's guide is to help you find the right time as to when to clear the ball from your side of the field. To avoid confusion, there are two types of clearing. The first one is the regular hit off the ball to make it go onto the side and out of the goal box. The second type of clearing is what I refer to more often, which is when the ball is launched towards or past the midfield line. A good rule of thumb is to always try and get out of defense as soon as possible. A well-timed and well-placed clear can do just that. First though, you want to practice blocking goals through a few custom training courses. You can find some codes in the description below, and I feel that you could benefit not just in blocking, but clearing. After you're able to consistently block these shots, now it's on to phase 2. Replay the course, but this time, try to clear the ball outward and away when you go for the save. Try to look for angles and corners you want to hit the ball towards when making these saves. Along with this, if you can follow through and control the ball to keep possession. I know in a lot of these courses, the ball tends to disappear really quickly, but just try to visualize when and where you would be once that ball would hit the wall, or even experiment in free play if you have to. So first off, this will do two things. This will give you ideas as to where to place the ball when in an actual match. You already have an idea of where you want to send the ball to, and doing this will help build that muscle memory and give you targets to hit while being pressured. It's always a bonus when you know where you can send the ball without having to overthink your approach. Secondly, this will help you overall with mechanics on clearing, passing, and hitting some well-placed aerial goals. There are a lot of people that I've come across that I've talked to that they themselves say that they are weak on defense. But honestly, the more you practice defense, the better your offense will be. It uses a lot of the same movements and mechanics as offense. Once you learn how to steal the ball, block aerial shots, get killer clears, you can set yourself up for some very aggressive offensive plays. Defense is more than blocking shots on goal. It's sending the ball out or making a pass after. Once the ball is near midfield and your team has possession, then you're on offense. Until then, stay back and make sure your teammate has possession and move up when he has full control. Make sure to avoid any 50-50s that can put you out of position. You don't want to overcommit on offense too soon. I mentioned some of this before in my previous Teamplay guide video where I go into further detail as to how to play with your teammates and not against them. Feel free to watch that for more insight on this topic. Now, there's three main things you should look for when clearing. This is really difficult because the first time I wrote this out, it turned into like 5 or 6 bullet points. So I'm trying to condense it as much as I can without going on a rabbit trail. First off, look for any opponents challenging your clear. See if any of them are pre-jumping for the ball and are contesting your shot. If this is the case, you will have to either clear towards a different direction or force a 50-50. Just make sure that in the end you don't get dunked. If there is no opponents challenging you, then look at where they are. Make sure you're not clearing the ball directly to them. Last thing you want to do is pass the ball directly back to your opponent when your teammate isn't ready for another assault. Place your clears cautiously where the opponent won't be able to immediately turn and score a goal. This is something that's very difficult, especially for newer players and for players who are around goal to Plat range. Having control of the ball and being able to place shots where you need them to be is a lot more important than just hitting the ball. First, you do want to hit the ball and have that control, but afterwards you want to be able to further that and be able to hit the ball in any direction you want. That is the ultimate challenge when it comes to defense, to offense, and to the whole plane of Rocket League. If you can hit the ball in any direction, you'll have a lot more advantage over the average player. Now number 2, clear the ball towards your teammate to try and spark some instant offense. If you trust your teammates enough to do this, it can result in some really quick shots on goal and catch the opponents off guard. Just make sure your teammate is in the clear and there isn't an opponent nearby, or you might just end up giving the ball away. Turning a clear into a pass is one of the most effective ways to start an offensive run. Sometimes your team will be ready for it, sometimes they won't. If you play with a few friends constantly, start making this a habit and drilling it in your muscle memory. This will be extremely crucial to pass the ball in higher ranks. And finally, number 3. If you do find yourself on defense for too long, try to, as the expression goes, hit the ball where they aim. Aim for the opposite corners of the arena or bounce it downward toward the wall. Just try to get these odd bounces that would be difficult for someone to read off the bat. It can give you and your teammates just enough time to grab boost, regain possession, and move upfield. That's best case scenario. At the very least, your team should be able to get ready for a counterattack. You never want to give the ball away, but if it can buy you time, a little bit of boost, and some field, it's well worth the risk. You want to try and stretch the field. If the ball's getting caught in the corners of your side, you want to try and knock it out to the opposite corner. You want to do whatever you can to split and spread the range of where the ball is. The more it stays in the corner, the more risk there is, and the more potential there is that the opponents can turn on it. If you're able to clear it just right, even if it's not to a teammate, but it's not to an opponent, it basically acts as a free ball, and it gives you and your team enough time to start spreading out of that little corner and go out into the field. Keep these things in mind whenever you need to clear, and you'll see just how crucial defense becomes to your overall playstyle. For more videos, training codes, and help, subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions about this topic or anything Rocket League related, send them down to comments below.